Hello. It's been a while. So, welcome back to my video. This is Mr. Fancy here, and how's it going, guys? Me, it's kind of like a depressing part, but I don't want to explain. But let's just head into the video and hit it. Okay, you can definitely see here, this is a new one. It's a reboot, so this is what if Deku was the Flash. So, let's just stick to the story and forget about the other one. I just forget about the other one, so. Okay. Izuku Midoriya just got his precious note burned, as well as being bullied by Bago and being told to kill himself. All this comes from Midoriya, quirkless nature in the world where everyone has a special power or a quirk. Being quirkless is a major obstacle as it can lead to discrimination, bullies, depression, and so much more, despite being employees who fight villains and crimes to keep the peace. To top up, Midoriya's terrible day is being suffocated by a smile of a villain. Just as he started to lose hope, he hears the words. It's All Might. Had no fear. You are safe. Now that I am here. That's it. Hearing those words, Midoriya felt as a source of hope, for he was being saved. All Might said, "Texas smash!" By the number one hero, All Might himself. The air pressure from the attack has knocked Midoriya out. When he came to, Midoriya started freaking out due to the presence of his idol. As Midoriya said, "Can you sign my notebook, please?" After that, Deku opened the book and said, "He already signed it." As All Might prepares to leave, he can't leave. I have too much to ask him, Midoriya thought. Midoriya can't let him get away without getting the question of his life answer. So he grabbed onto All Might's leg after a terrifying fight. For Midoriya, he finally got to ask a question. As Midoriya said, "Is it possible to become a hero even you don't have a quirk?" "I was born without superpowers." As All Might looks at Midoriya, said, "Without a quirk." Suddenly, All Might began struggling, and smoke coming out of him. "Oh no, not now, damn it, not here." All Might thought All Might was suddenly covered in large amount of smoke. As Midoriya said, "I want to be a kind of hero everyone looks up to, just like you." As Midoriya looks up, and he saw that All Might looks completely different. Instead of being large and muscular from before, there's now stood a man who was small and skinny and looks like a dead guy to me. This caused Midoriya to scream in surprise and shocked. Oops, sorry. As Midoriya said, "Wait, what happened? You deflated. Where's All Might? Go. You're not him. You're fake, an imposter." As All Might said, "I assure you, I am All Might." All Might was interrupted by blood spilling out of his mouth after an explanation of why he is his All Might. He gives Midoriya his answer. As All Might said, "This job is not easy. Some villains just can't be beaten without a power. So can you be a hero? Not without a quirk." As All Might then left the room, leaving a broken Midoriya behind. Midoriya decided that That was it. That 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 was it. His no, his one and only dream that had just been crushed by his idol. As Midoriya said, maybe Kachan was right. Midoriya walks to the edge of the roof. Suddenly, a boom was heard, coming from Yarozu's star labs. Above the labs, strange storms started to form. Midoriya was obviously to be to the cloud, just Midoriya was about to jump. The lightning bolt struck him as Midoriya collapsed backwards as a, as a comatose state. As a comatose state. What the hell am I saying? Everything is black, but I can hear a Lady Gaga, a song, and suddenly two people start walking in, are talking. What are you doing? He's like this. You like this song? How could you possibly know that? The unknown guy and unknown girl said. I checked the Facebook page. Can hear everything right. As my sight kicks in, I saw the people standing above me. The first is the mysterious boy was revealed to be a tired-looking man with long hair and dead eyes, and a strange garb wearing all black. The second boy turns out to be a man with long blonde, curled up hair, wearing a speaker and black leather. The third boy was revealed to be a short old woman who was using a giant earring as a walking stick while wearing a doctor coat. Then as Keiko was fully awake, Izuku was shut off from the bed and he was in, as the unknown guy said, "Oh my god." As Midori said, where am I?" As the other guy said, "He's up." Izuku didn't realize that was the pro hero Eraser head, and that the two was the pro heroes, President Mike, and realized that he had no clue who the old lady was. As President Mike said, "Principal Nezu, get down. Get down there. You need the bay." As the 120 pulses, equally reactive to light. Look at me. President Mike said, hey. Whoa, relax. Everything is okay, man. You are in UA. As Midoriya said, UA? Why am I in UA? As President Mike said, I'm President Mike. That's Izawa, Eraserhead. You only know it because he has goggles. That's Recovery Girl. As Recovery Girl said, I need you urinate in this while all this was happening. As I was just in sleeping bag and sleeping in the corner. As President Mike said, not this second. As Midoriya said, wait, what is happening? What is going on? As President Mike said, you were struck by a lightning bolt, dude. So that's why you're here. As Midoriya said, lightning. Give me an what is it called again? Abs and muscle. That's weird. As Recovery Girl said, your muscles should be a tropide, but instead they're in a chromic and unexplained state, or a cellular regeneration. President Mike said, come here. Have a seat. You were in the coma. Midori said, what the? For how long? 9 months. As the unknown doctor said. As Izuku turns his head towards the door and see a short mouse breathing with white fur, wearing a vest and a tie. Standing next to the creature, I saw a beautiful girl who looks to be my age. She had an onyx black hair and eyes with her hair, and spiky ponytail, wearing a jeans, a black shirt, and a red jacket. So you can definitely know him as Yarozu. As as the unknown who said, "Welcome back, Mr. Midoriya. We have a lot to discuss." As Midoriya said, "I'm I'm sorry, but who are you? Who are you guys?" As the unknown said, "I'm UA Principal Nezu, and this is Mrs. Momoya Rozu from Star Labs." But Midoriya said, "Why I'm UA? And why are you all people here, especially you, Mrs. Yarozu?" As Yarozu said, then answered as she was staring at his shirtless body that had been greatly changed for the better. "Thank you, Lightning. You gave Deku the abs." Okay. Yarozu said, "Because of the incident with the particle accelerator, I have been here weekly to check on your study status from my family and Star Labs." As Midoriya said, "Wait, there was an incident with the particle accelerator? How? How am I involved in this?" As Nezu said, "Well, you will see, Mr. Midoriya. The particle accelerator blew up, and all the dark matter formed as a storm cloud." As Midoriya said, "That form lightning bolt. That form lightning bolt that struck me." As Yarozu said, "Exactly." As Midoriya said, "Okay, so I'm going to leave and go to see my mom. Thank you for saving my life, and I owe it to you. I'm so grateful. Sorry about the noise. My families are fighting, so my two sister. So let's just go." As recovery girl with As Midoriya puts on the shirt and then leaves, Ryarosu chased after him. As recovery girl said, "Really, that's it? We have his life and he just leaves." As with Midoriya. Yarozu said, "Wait up." As Midoriya said, "Oh hey, Yarozu." As Yarozu said, "I was wondering if you need a ride to your apartment building." As Midoriya said, "Yeah, that would be great. If it's not too much trouble though." As Yarozu said, "It's not a problem." As Midoriya said, "Thank you." Yarozu said, "My escort is just outside." Midoriya said, "Escort? Wonder what she means by escort." They keep walking until they get outside of the limo. Midoriya Midoriya said, "A limo?" As Yarozu said, "It's something that matter." As Midoriya then realized that he is about to ride in a limo with a beautiful girl, he got embarrassed due to being insulted and just became a blushing and startling mess. As Midoriya said, "Nothing. That's not nothing. It's wrong. I am just surprised." As Yarozu, he looks red. "I hope he isn't sick from the coma." After they got inside the limo, Yarusu decided to break the ice. As Yarusu said, "So, what's your quirk?" As Midoriya said, "Well, you see, I'm kinda quirkless though." "Yeah, my dream." As Yarusu immediately knew that she hit a sure spot. As Yarusu said, "I'm so sorry. I brought it up." As I brought it up to you, Midoriya." As Midoriya said, "No, it's alright. All the discrimination and bullies all try to get me to give up my dream, but being a hero, but this motivates me more." As Yarusu then saw that he had a fire in his eyes that She hadn't seen anyone before plus. He didn't shudder once and talking about his dream. Midoriya said one of the hobbies is taking notes on quirks. Speaking of, what is your quirk? As Midoriya said, as Yajirozu said, my quirk is called creation. I can create any imminent object. I know the automatic structure of, but my quirk is turns my body is lipids into the atoms of said object. As Midoriya said, wow, that's incredible. That's an incredible quirk. Yamaruzu, there are so many use for that. It, if the limits really is anything, Izuku is begin to mumble. Yeah, Rose said, Midoriya? As Midoriya said, oh, I'm sorry. I guess I start muttering again. As Yarozu said, well, we are here. So, as Midoriya said, oh, okay, well, thanks for the ride. And smiled to Yarozu. Yarozu was... Yarozu said, that was kinda cute. Wait, that's what was this road? Yeah, that is... Wait, Midoriya. Midoriya said, Yeah, Rose said, take this number. Upon hearing this, Midoriya began to blushing and actually crazy, or being red faced again. As Rose said, in case you have any side effect. As Midoriya said, oh yeah, of course, okay then, see ya. Midoriya then tried to sprint to his apartment exactly to see his mom again after 9 months, only to be next to the limo and then to be on the ground in front of the dumpster that no one had Midoriya sized, and in the as Midoriya said, what the? Okay, what the hell happened? And this is weird. Okay. Okay, this is so weird. How can I teleport here? As Midoriya then said, oh, sorry about that. As Midoriya then tries to sprint again to see his mom and goes to the chest and hits the wall. As Midoriya says, what the? Yarusu then Rariosu said, I thought you said you were quirkless. Midoriya said, I am. As Yarusu said, then how do you explain that? As Midoriya said, I can't, I guess. As Yarusu said, we have to go to the Star Labs and run tests immediately. As Midoriya said, but I have to see my mom. As Yarusu said, it's not like she's going anywhere. As Midoriya said, I just had to make sure she is okay and that she didn't get murdered by Ken crying again as Yarusu said, fine, but I'm coming with you. As Midoriya said, okay. As the two start walking towards the tether apartment building, Midoriya starting muttering up a storm about his newfound power. As Midoriya said, is this a quirk? If so, then did it awake during my coma? Or when I was being hit by a lightning? Or maybe my power had something to do with the lightning itself? No, getting powers from being struck by a lightning, that sounds like some weird fan fiction or a comic or just like this. Okay, just I have to include that. So as Yaruzu said, Midoriya, he yelled as Midoriya said, oh, I'm so sorry. As I guess I caught up muttering again, but what do you need? Yarosa said, "Oh, right. Are you feeling alright? This is usually around the time when side effects of a coma would set in. Don't quote me on that, okay?" "We are here," said Yaoyorozu. As Midoriya said, didn't realize it, but while muttering to himself, he had subconsciously walked right to the door on his apartment. Midoriya then knocks to the door apartment. As Inko said hello, as Midoriya said, "Hey mom." As Inko said, "Oh my god, baby Izuku, my Izuku." After a hard time getting those words, the apartment started to flood with tears. That's right, you never know they're crying again. As Midoriya then, Midoriya said, "Mom, stop, you're gonna make me cry." As Inko then noticed that Yaoyorozu standing next to Midoriya, and Inko said, "Does my Izuku have a girlfriend?" Upon hearing this, Midoriya became redder, even more looked like a tomato, and a fair amount of pink dusted Yaoyorozu's cheek. Midoriya said, "Mom, it's not like that." As Yaoyorozu said, "Midoriya and I just met and have an hour." And Inko said, "So how did you two meet?" As Midoriya said, explained how he was hit by a lightning bolt that was just caused by Star Lives. And today Rosa was simply checking on his health for a company and her family. Inko signed both of relief and sadness that she won't be getting a grandbabies yet. Okay, what am I saying? Midoriya said, "We just want to stop by before I have to go to Star Lives and get test run." As Inko said, Inko gained a worried expression. Again, he definitely know Inko is so worried, just like a mother would do. Inko said, "Test? What kind of test?" Midori said, "Well, after my coma, something strange happened." Inko said, "What?" Midori said, "Yeah, I will tell you more about it later. We really need to go. This test as soon as possible." Okay. Not again. As Inko said, "Okay, bye, sweetheart, but you are telling me all about this strange thing. And this nice girl, too." As Midoriya said, "Only if you caught me up on the last 9 months." As Inko said, "It's a deal, sweetheart. Love you." As Midoriya said, "Deal. Love you, mom." Inko then, with some difficulty, closed the door. Yaoyorozu said, "Your mother was very sweet." As Yaoyorozu said, this with light what the hell? Yaoyorozu with a light blush on her face, still thinking about the thought of being Midoriya's girlfriend. Yaoyorozu said, "Damn, why I'm getting flustered again. It's never like this when father mentioned the son of his business partner." As Midoriya said, "Yeah, she is the best. Are you feeling okay? Your face is kinda red." Midoriya then placed his hand on Yaoyorozu's forehead and blushes even deeper. Shade of red looked like tomato again. As Midoriya said, "I'm so sorry, Yaoyorozu. I should probably take my hand off." As Midoriya took his hand and while blushing furiously, Midoriya said, as Yaoyorozu said, "It's okay, Midoriya. You were just concerned for my well-being, that's all." Yaoyorozu is still blushing. As Midoriya said, "I wonder what could have happened." Yaoyorozu said, "Yeah, it's a big scientific mystery." Midoriya said, "It is a permanent, or maybe it's just a side effect that is temporary. Maybe it's lightning discharge from the lightning ball that makes some sense there. The trial lightning, does it even qualify as a quirk?" As again mutter, and Naruto can't take it anymore. He slaps Midoriya. This Midoriya said, Ouch, I'm so sorry again. As Hirosu said, yep, and also get in. Midori said, what? What? Midori didn't notice that Hirosu had led him to the car to the limo while he was mothering. Midoriya said, oh, right, sorry again. They get into the limo ride, and Yarosu is deep in thought. As Yarosu thought said, this feeling is new, but it's definitely weak. I wonder what it is, and what it makes it stronger. Does it have any to do with Midoriya, or it might since it began after spending a decent amount of time with him? Nonetheless, I need to focus to bettering myself for Yue. Midoriya noticed Yarosu deep in thought and decided to try and help her. Midoriya then waved at Yarosu. As Midoriya said, I can tell you that you are deep in thought about something. Maybe I can help? As Yarosu said, oh, it's nothing important. I was just lost in thought. Which was exactly the truth, but it wasn't exactly a lie either. Midoriya said, oh, okay. Whatever you say, Yarosu. Midoriya then flashed his signature million what smile causing Yarosu to blush, but Midoriya is too dense to notice. Yarosu said, there is it again. It's definitely still weak, but what is it? As Midoriya said, if this is not temporary, then I can't achieve my dream, becoming a hero. After driving a bit, the limo finally pulled up to Star Labs. Walking into the Star Labs, Midoriya was amazed. This is because the science that had always been one of Midoriya's hobbies, passion. Growing up, thought that he usually didn't think about a backup plan in case being a hero failed, because it made him more sad that he already is. His backup of the plan was to become a forensics investigator, now being considered one of the best scientific labs. Before the explosion, that is, but he doesn't know that he was a fanboy almost top 10 heroes. As Yarozu said, we aren't here so we can gush over the Star Labs, Midoriya. As Midoriya said, right, sorry. By this point, Midoriya was very embarrassed because of all the times Yarosu had broken half of his mothering trains several times now. Finally, they arrived at the area Yarosu told him was called the main cortex. And Yarosu said, these are some people. You should meet Midoriya. This is Cisco, Roman, Kathleen Snow, Dr. Well, and Mr. Yarosu. Ah yes, I put them in the story, guys, so. Okay. Midoriya said it's great to meet you guys, but Kathleen said, call me Dr. Snow. I always need your urinate in this. What the hell? As Midoriya said, man, why do I keep hearing that? It is taught. Cisco said, not this second. My name is Cisco Ramon. Just call me Cisco. As Mr. Yarosu said, I'm Mr. Yarosu and you will call me as such. As Mr. Yarosu said this with a little distance, seeing the way his daughter keep cautionally glancing in Midoriya's direction. As Dr. Well said, my name is Dr. Harrison Well, head of the particle accelerator project. A pleasure to meet you. We have already been updated in what happened outside. After building, can you tell us What happened from your point of view? As Dr. Well said, interesting. Mr. Ayoso, would you kindly share your point of view? As Yarosu certainly was looking at Midoriya, as she said, the windows, when I realized that I should probably give him my number in case if she had any side effect or something. As Yarosu said, as Mr. Yarosu said, as what the hell? He looks furious when Yarosu told his part of the story. Yeah, but that's kind of like a father and daughter thing. So Yarosu said, I got out of the car and gave Midoriya my number. Then it looks like he was about to run out inside, and there was a flash of the yellow, and Midoriya was in front of the dumpster, and he was hit by a wall, and looks exactly like, actually, and Kathleen said to Kathleen to Midoriya, you're lucky. You didn't break something. Does it still hurts, or are you feeling sick, or have a headache or something? As Midoriya said, no, I actually feel fine. It's hurt a little at first, but it went away very quickly. Dr. Well said, interesting. Could you come outside? As Midoriya said, sure. What for? As Dr. Well said, it would seem your power is activated by your trying to sprint, so I want to go outside to try to recreate it. As Midoriya said, well, that makes sense. Outside they were at a long runway with some water barrels with all the in. As Dr. Well said, okay, Midoriya, try to sprint now. As Midoriya said, okay. Midoriya tries to recreate what happened in front of his apartment, but he just sprint regularly. As Dr. Well said, interesting. You said you were excited to see your mom correctly. Try tapping into the feeling, that excitement again, and try and sprint as fast as possible. Midoriya said, okay. Midoriya did as Dr. Well said, and this time he took off with explosive speed. Midoriya was running now very fast. The issue was he didn't have any control, just a lot of speed. But he runs away was very long, as so very happy he had powers. He could achieve his dream and becoming a hero, while Midoriya was thinking about this. However, all the bullying and terrorizing from Bago and the others came back to him. He heard these harsh words reply to his head. He said over and over again, and suddenly despair took to the place of happiness. While Midoriya was thinking about this, he didn't see the water barrels right in front of him. Midoriya crashed into those water barrels and broke his, arm. And Midoriya yells, "Ugh!" As Midoriya shouted in extreme pain. As Yarosu said, Midoriya! Midoriya then passed out because of the pain. 2 hours. When Midoriya woke, he was in Yui mid-bay again. Midoriya then felt something against him. He began blushing mess when he saw that it was Yarosu. As Midoriya said, where am I? Yarosu said, Midoriya? Midoriya said, what's wrong? Midoriya said, Yarosu said, you scared me. Midoriya said, I was scared. You? Why? And when? Yarosu said, well, when 2 hours ago when you passed out, for how you passed out, it seems to be extreme pain, and for what's why? I see as a friend to me. I don't have many friends because I was constantly moving houses growing up, and all the time monitoring my father has me under. So yeah, I see you as a friend to me, even that we haven't known each other that long. As Midoriya was, as Midoriya said, well, I'm sorry, I scared you, and I see you as a friend to me as well because I grew up quirkless. I never had a real friend, so this is kind of new territory for me. And Midori, as Yarusa said, what happened? What happened out there? There were, you were running away. As Midori said, just some memories came up to me. I got distracted. That's all. As Yarusa said, okay, whatever you say. I'm. Asuka said, I'm starving. What's about you? As Yarusa said, I'm not hungry. As Midori said, well, okay, then I feel so. I'm going home now, and I'll come back to Star Labs for some more testing training tomorrow. How's that sound? And this is going to be the end, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a notification on if you never miss any video. Goodbye.